Hello, everyone. I hope you have had a wonderful and Merry Christmas. We were told last Wednesday, that either we'll get a Christmas present or we'll get a lump of coal. And judging by the image that Johan has decided to leave at the top of our Christmas gift of Tinto goodness, well, it makes it sound like we're getting coal, but in fact what we're actually getting is something really cool, and actually something that I've been asking for so very long. Now, I initially thought that maybe what we were going to get is a sneaky peek of the terrain map, but that is not actually what we're getting. But we're getting something else that is really tasty. So, let us have a look at how one starts the game as the Kingdom of Norway. Hello everyone, and welcome and Merry Christmas to all of you. Today we're celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, and this is a special gift for you all. So for today we're talking a little bit about how it is when you're starting playing in Project Caesar and they're starting as Norway. So basically what we're getting is the beginnings of an AAR, which is basically, it means after action report. And essentially what it is instead of just being shown this is a mechanic and this is another mechanic and this is how this mechanic works, it's actually going to show us how one plays the game, how one goes about putting those mechanics into action while you're actually playing the game. And again, this is something that I've been asking for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it looks like we're finally getting a teaser of that, a taste of that, and couldn't be happier. So, Kingdom of Norway here, they have their ruler as King Magnus the Fourth. They are under, of course, a personal union underneath Sweden, or exists. Not really underneath Sweden, as they are... Personal unions don't work that way in EU5. It is sort of two countries are in a personal union. There is no, greater and lesser partner. But anyway, they start a union with Sweden, and they have the same king, who's only 20 years old at the start of the game. He's married, though, to Blanche of Namur, who in history gave birth to Håkon, who became the king of Norway. The current heir is Euphemia, the king's younger sister, who is married to Albrecht of Mecklenburg. Love a little bit of background information of your country, and all this makes way much more... It's way more relevant than any of this information would have been in EU4. Who your ruler is kind of irrelevant in EU4. What their dynasty is almost relevant. It's almost relevant because you can get some PUs out of it, but for the most part, it's irrelevant. Who they're married to, especially, completely irrelevant. Like consorts are useless. This is actually kind of relevant information for playing the game. Norway is a rather big country, but it's also sparsely populated and not very developed. There are a few main concentrations of population around the Oslo Fjord in the south, around Trøndelag in the north, and on the western coast around Bergen and Stavanger. So here we have 6 towns in the Kingdom of Norway. No cities yet. They have Oslo, 23,500 population. Tensberg at 21,000. Bergen is 14,000. Nidaros in 13,000. Stavanger 10,000. And Hamar at 6,500. Total, there is 382,000 people living in 115 rural locations. Very cool. I love this information. Love it. These are the 6 towns of Norway, and these populations include the entire countryside of the location, including all of the peasants. Oslo has about 900 burghers at the start of the game, and it creates a bit of a challenge as they don't have either a concentrated population nor a big population. These population numbers are of course going to change dramatically in a few decades, as the Black Death is not exactly avoidable, and I've spoken about this before. I think the idea of turning off the Black Death is just not really a good idea. I think, it is going to be an option for you if you really want to avoid it. It's in the game options that we've learned about, but I just don't think that's a good idea. I think you should have to experience the Black Death. So technically it is avoidable, but he's clearly playing with game rules that, are more suitable for, realism. There are a few other challenges to consider as well. They don't have their own market, and they trade through the Lübeck market. Is that a challenge? I guess, the north of Norway is going to be quite, struggling to get any goods to them. But imagine if you had your trade market, or your trade center, your market capital in Oslo. I don't think much would change, if I'm being perfectly honest. The market availability, the ability for Oslo to trade with Lübeck is quite good because, sea lane trade is quite easy. And I don't think it's going to change all that much, looking at the north of Norway, trading with Lübeck or Oslo, because most of it is going to go around the coast anyway. And, that's not all that much of an extra trip. But yeah, it does have some benefits being in the Lübeck market and some challenges. First of all, it's a market which has a lot of Hanseatic merchants, and access to goods will be plenty. The heartland around our capital in the south also has great market access, however the rest of the country is not as lucky. So, what do they do at the start? First of all, Norway has a small population. They can't rely on a large-scale raw material production, but also they should perhaps aim for a more capital economy. One way to achieve it is to grant privilege to the burghers. It will make them more powerful, but Johan thinks it is worth it. So they're giving the Land of Commerce estate privilege, which increases their loyalty, increases their power, monthly progress to capital economy, plus 0.05, and also gives a nice production efficiency bonus. Very nice. They pride themselves as a nation that takes great care of its merchants, assuring their swift transportation, legal representation, and freedom to move their goods as they see fit. Very cool. Another way is to check the alerts and see that that our population has some needs that are not fulfilled. While we may not care all that much if the pops in Orkney get what they need from the Dublin market, they can at least look into addressing the needs in Lübeck. So, the pops require wine and beer, then require silver in the Lübeck market, and then, these Orkney pops want wine and medicaments. Everyone needs their medicaments after all. So a lack of wine, beer, and silver. The amount of wine needed is nothing he cares about right now, but it's clear that they could be benefiting from addressing the other needs. First of all, they have a silver mine in Kungsberg, which they can expand. It is RGO level of 1 out of 6. It employs 1,000. I believe these are burgers, and their output is 1.16. What is that symbol? I can't zoom in anymore. It kind of looks like a crown, if I'm being honest. I feel like this is something we have not seen yet. I feel like that's definitely something we have not seen yet. But they can sell this silver in the Lübeck market for 6 whole ass ducats. They have a 70% market access. The market price is 7.3. I believe this is showing what the price is relative to the base line. So the green maybe means you're getting... the price is more than the neutral level, so it's quite nice. Or the price is going up in the past few months, could be that as well, I'm not sure. Supply is 1.16, demand is 5.1, so increasing the supply, you're going to get quite a bit of money from that, I would assume. To upgrade it, 40 ducats only, so definitely seems like a pretty worthwhile building. Especially if you're only spending lumber. I would imagine Norway has quite a nice abundance of that. He currently has a level 1 mine here. Due to the development of the area, they can get up to a level 6 mine, employing up to 6,000 peasants. Okay, so this is the peasant pop icon. Look, it's real small. It's real small. Like, I can't be blamed. Employing 6,000 peasants in total. There is a demand for far higher than supply in the market, but fully upgraded, we should be able to supply it fully. It'll be an important part of our economy, and we're already able to collect 5% of our taxes only from this location. Very cool indeed. I start expanding the mines with 1 level for now and look into doing more diversification for his economy. The beer demand will easily solve itself over the next few months, as either the burghers will import more, or the Hansa or someone else will import to fulfill demands of some AI miner will build more breweries. So yeah, beer, it seems like everyone wants that. The AI can probably handle that for him. He wants to get a higher trade capacity. He could build market or fishing villages in the countryside, but for now he thinks a wharf in every coastal town will be the best benefit, as they impact the proximity calculations and give some sailors as well. So these are going to cost him 34.72 ducats. Is that the Paradox Tinto logo on the coin? Is that what I'm seeing there? Because if so, that's kind of based. I kind of like that a lot. Yeah, the base cost is 50, but market price for the various goods is bringing the price down. I think that's what we're seeing here. Traditional economy would make it go up, development makes it go down, and then the market price of the various things that he needs. Wharfs are not the most expensive to build for us, especially the access to lumber and masonry in the market. Yeah, so that is definitely what is minus 40% on the cost there. Cool. There are other things to consider at the start of the game as well, assigning the cabinet to their duties as one, as they start with 70 legitimacy. He assigns a noble to increase the legitimacy of the king. So that is what he's doing at the moment. It is being a little bit more effective due to King Magnus IV having 33 military skill, I think it's called. Royal marriage rights giving it a bit more as well. The crown power is making it go down. And 60 from Johan of Sudurheimaten. I probably butchered that, and I apologize. Probably only Norwegians or some very knowledgeable people about Scandinavian medieval history who find it absolutely hilarious for this guy to do this. And I am going to need people in the comment section to explain to me why it is hilarious, because I have had not enough time to go and search for any of this. I would have if I had not just gotten back from the Christmas party. But anyway, the goal is now to slowly build up an economy based around my towns and survive the Black Death as best as possible. The goal for the next few decades would be to build up a simple gravel road from Oslo past Hamar over Tinset to Nidaros. So this is the road going through here. Very cool. And that's all we get. That's all we get. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, but I'm still going to give that a love because that was really fun. And again, that is something that I've been asking for so long now. I wanted the AAR stuff. I wanted to know how all of these systems work when you're actually playing the game. Which ones of them am I going to be interacting with at the very start? What are the considerations that I should be making when I'm choosing what to do in the game? And this is exactly that. Next year, which is literally in a week's time, they'll be back with another bonus-style Tinto Talks where they're going to look into every trade good. Very cool. This is something that we kind of got a little bit of. Of course, we have every trade good that has been shown. Physically has been putting them into this thread, which is nice, but it's fan-made, and there's some issues with it. There are some things that have been missed, and it's obviously not an exhaustive list. And then we also have this list of RGOs that St. Dave showed, and that's cool, but that's obviously not every good because it doesn't show any of the manufactured goods. But it looks like what we're going to be getting is every trade good. We're going to get to see them, and this thread will become redundant as we'll have a dev-made one, probably with all the pictures in lovely HD quality, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But just to reiterate, this is awesome. Thank you very much, Johan. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, good Yule, and yeah, gott nytt år for everyone who is waiting for the next Tinto Talks. I don't think we're going to get one this Friday. There might be a Tinto Maps extra. I'm not sure. But most likely the next Tinto thing will be next week. So I hope you guys have had a wonderful Christmas so far. I hope you guys continue to have a wonderful holiday, whether you celebrate it or not. Just to have a wonderful time. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope to see you in the new year. Toodaloo, bye bye.